every morning she would come up to me and she would hug me. And then when she came back, she would show me where her arms couldn't like touch.
Yay! Thank you so much for meeting with me.
No worries.
This is so cool. Tell me about the love that you have in your life. And it can be any kind of love at all.
Yeah. The love of my life, yeah. I recently, like around the pandemic, I really started like aiding my relationship with my parents, which was really nice.
Congratulations.
In addition to that, you know, I have a very wonderful partner that I met about a year ago, and when we met, she was like, "Hey, you know, I'm moving to Hawaii," and I was like, "Okay," you know, I thought it was very low pressure. It was this person that I really liked, and you know, I was like, "Oh, it's just going to be a fling," and then it just kind of grew into something, and I was like, "I'm not going to stop you from your dreams," and I've been polyamorous for about 5 years, so that kind of aids it a bit.
Right.
You know, you can still have that physical love and that physical attraction with other people, and even, you know, romantic and mental love with other people. This is probably the first romantic partner that I've ever had that I might actually consider my primary partner.
I see.
Yeah, all my other polyamorous relationships were about equal partnership and equal love. And this is just something that really grew into something that I've never known before.
That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So is spending quality time together in person a priority in your relationship, or are you really comfortable with long distance, like texting, calling, and so on?
I think I've gotten more comfortable with it. It definitely was difficult because I would say for a long time, you know, my love language was, you know, physical touch and quality time. And when we first started dating, I was trying to spend every day with her. Like every day that I got off work, you know, I feel like I was very annoying to her roommate just being there every day. It's like, did you move in? And I'm like, but you know, it was that, and then it was also the fact that it was like we both knew that she was leaving, so it was like spending as much time together. And then I don't know what the thought in her mind was, but at first I think the thought in my mind was like, you know, I get to have this 3-month fling in New York with somebody amazing, and then they're going to move to Hawaii, and then they get to have flings out there, and then I'll be single again. And then we just had a conversation, and we agreed that even if it is really hard, long distance is what we want to do. So, and it was really hard starting off, but we got into the groove of things, and this will be my first anniversary that I've had as an adult, to be honest. I would say my longest relationships as an adult have only been 4 months.
Do you know why that is?
I don't know. I mean, even when I was monogamous, they were still only like 3-4 months, and I think it was mostly because I didn't really know myself. And I think there was a lot of times in my early 20s that I just didn't think that I deserved love. So like if someone was giving it to me, then I needed to give them everything. And I think that ended up putting me in situations where I was with people who were very manipulative, you know, yeah, you know, like just like not. It wasn't great, you know. If
Sure.
You realize if you don't love yourself, then how can you start to try to have a relationship with somebody else, you know?
Right, because the situation that you're talking about literally comes from low self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
You don't respect yourself enough, so it's like this quote from Perks of Being a Wallflower, you know, we accept the love we think we deserve. And it really sounds like you were going through an extreme period of low confidence. But it also sounds like what's the most fascinating to me about your story is that you actually told me when we met also, which is why I thought you'd be great for the show, is this moment of sort of almost memory erasure, you know? Like you were saying you were having friends being like, these are the like statistics, you know what I mean? Like this is what's going on, like we're seeing you with all of these people, like factually this is happening, like factually you are like, you know, you are hooking up, you are kissing people, you are having nice conversations, you are getting to know people. And it's so fascinating to me that as soon as you'd like walk out of that building, it's like that memory was just gone. It's like, it didn't even happen, or it didn't mean anything.
It was such a bad habit for me that I would go out drinking with some friends, and if one person showed interest in me, even if I just wasn't really interested in them, I almost felt like I needed to go home and have that one night stand with them, because what if this never happens again? And when I really discovered that you don't have to sleep with everybody that wants to, and that that I needed to love myself, I really started kind of healing and finding better people to be in my life.
So you're talking about one night stands, but you're saying that you felt that you didn't deserve this love and affection.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily what a one night stand is. I mean, it can be in some situations, but typically it's sort of not. So do you think that it was really about love, or was it more about this sort of, let's say, like physical proof that, someone thinks I'm attractive, or is it someone thinks I'm lovable?
I think it was a mix. I think it was a mix of both, really. It was like the fact that I would remember so clearly, like somebody telling me, I could lose a couple pounds, or or something else, just that I was ugly.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You don't need to lose any pounds, okay? First of all.
Yeah.
Secondly, you're very cute. Very important to say publicly to the internet. And whoever, I just think it's important to like harp on about this for a second.
Yeah.
Is that it took me a long time, and I'm relating to this because it took me a long time to accept myself living in a fat body.
Yeah.
And I'm finally at the point where, I don't agree with the people who say that I need to lose a few pounds. Yeah. But they do say it. Like, I would say at least once a week, someone tells me, all the time.
In this acting high school that I went to, I remember there was this one girl that was in my class who every single day, every morning she would come up to me and she would hug me, like just run up to me. I wouldn't hug her back. And she would hug me. And then when she came back, she would show me where her arms couldn't like touch. And some days she would congratulate me, and other days she'd be like, you could probably work on this. And this was a girl that had a huge crush on me and told me, that she wanted to get married or whatever. And I would just take all this criticism, and I think a lot of it was because I grew up as an actor. And I kept thinking, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? But the moment that somebody told me that I was attractive, or told me that I just forgot about it. And I guess in my head I always considered, that's a compliment, but that's not constructive criticism. That's not going to make me better at this role. And then the way that I taught myself to live my life was the way that I taught myself to be a good actor for a good director, which was take the criticism and figure out where the real note is,
Gosh.
And
so who were the directors, these people you were sleeping with?
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't say the people I was sleeping with, just all the other people around me. Anyone that had a negative comment to say about me, I took it the same way as
Those were the directors. So the people you were sleeping with weren't because they were nice to you.
They were basically just like audience members who liked me in a play or something. Anyone who had the confidence to tell me something bad about myself, that was the smart person in the room.
Have you never had a nice director?
No, I've had nice directors. It just happened to be that like when I was younger, what I had learned in theater class was like, every note, there's something in every note, even if it's mean or something, So like trying to figure out the constructive criticism, out of the bad notes that you would get, as an actor was a huge skill.
Of course.
And I felt like I had developed that pretty well in my teenage years as an actor. And then when I wasn't acting and I wasn't working, and I was just at school, I was just at college, I realized that because I couldn't flex this skill that I had built over the years, suddenly I was just doing it in my everyday life, where I was like, that person, said something about my weight, or said something about my face, or said something about my hair. It drove me a little insane to the extent where I just really had a really low self-esteem because I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do right. How was I supposed to get the role of Carter right? And I realized, it's not a role, it's my life.
Yeah, exactly. Like if someone, I'm going to try to think of a negative comment. If you say to an actor, like, oh, you know, can you be more thoughtful about this role? Can you think more about the background of your character? Obviously, the note behind the note is, oh, I haven't done my homework. I haven't researched this enough, and I'm not seeming authentic, right? I seem like I'm acting. A good note is a lot simpler. A good note will be, I really liked your performance. Or you did great, do it like that again tomorrow night. Do it the same, right? Yeah. But ironically, that's exactly what you don't remember, right?
Well, that was the thing. I remember how to be myself, right? But I won't remember the comment, you know.
Isn't that interesting?
I'm always focused on the action of it, you know what I'm saying? There's no action to take, well, at least there is action to take, but at the time I didn't think that there was any action to take when somebody says that you're attractive. It was just, oh, you know, okay, now there's nothing to do. But if someone said something bad about you, that's I have to do something about this, you know?
Yeah, oh my God.
But I started realizing over the years, you know, and through therapy and everything else, you know, the action to take when somebody says that you're attractive is to just like add that little notch to, you know, to your day. Maybe that's something that people do on their own, but some people need to take that actual moment to think about it, remember it, and then, you know, move on with their day.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice for everyone. I don't know anyone on this earth that doesn't struggle with low self-esteem. So I think my biggest question is, when did that change and how? Like, what was that aha moment for you where you were like, I need to start remembering this stuff?
You know, I had a partner who was like my first like real polyamorous partner.
Yeah.
Right out of college, I met this person, and they got really mad at me one day about like I was harping on about something bad that somebody else said to me, and they got really mad at me for not remembering all the good things. And I just remember like they kind of scared me in that moment. Yeah, and what they said to me was, they said, you know, you're always talking about the beautiful things around you. You take cloud photos and post them on Instagram like a little nerd, and you never really notice the beautiful things about yourself, and I think you should. And I would say around then is when I really started putting in the work. Going to family therapy, going to these other things, I found myself in a really healthy place. And then I moved back to New York after the pandemic to start working in theater again. And literally just like 2-3 months in, I re-met this girl who I had done a play with. And I found myself in like a very healthy relationship with someone that was moving to Hawaii. So, yeah.
Now the internet knows. Okay, thank you.